Hello.
What's up? Hey, everybody. I am TQ. This is my brother JQ. We're live, tea time at the Apothecary, talking to you from Merz Apothecary and smallflower.com here on Chicago's North Side in the Lincoln Square neighborhood. Is that a good intro, Jay?
That was awesome.
All right. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon. We get together, we talk about products, we interview interesting people, we chit chat about life. Uh, it's kind of like some days it's more therapy session, some days it's informational interview. What's it going to be like today, Jay?
Today we're gonna chat on a Monday and maybe talk about a few products. I think we're doing some staff picks.
Yes, we have, I think, a new blog article, right, coming out. Or yeah, it's not a blog, but we have some new staff picks posted to Smallflower site, and we picked some of those to talk about today. So let's do it. Which one of them is what we're drinking? And I'm drinking a little bit different version of that, but talk to us about that. Why don't we start there since this is tea time?
Sure, sure. This is a licorice root tea. So I did, as you know, a decoction.
Why do you have to make a decoction with licorice root tea?
Well, you'll find bags out there where you don't, but they're grinding it up into a fine, fine powder.
You mean like
Ideally,
this one, perhaps?
yeah, ideally with roots, you want to get the root cut up, like a rough kind of cut, and then you put it in cold water and you boil it. And then once it's boiling, you bring it down to a simmer for anywhere between 5 and 10, 12 minutes, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so the idea is like roots generally, unlike leaves and things like that, hot water, just soaking in hot water for a few minutes isn't enough to pull out the active ingredients and right and the
It'll be
sort
a
of
little too dilute, you know?
yeah, because roots are sort of hard substances. They don't sort of release their oils and active ingredients very easily. So a decoction helps boil it out of them essentially, right?
Yeah, yeah. And like, getting them soaked for a
Yeah.
while first helps sort of get them porous.
And I always get the sense like I know it isn't about boiling it down, but there is kind of a boiling it down effect. Like your
There is, you
your
lose some
concentrate.
water. You end up, what happened to me today and happens to me often when I do a decoction is I taste it and I go like, I think I just made a concentrate.
Yeah,
And and so I actually then pour myself like a half to two-thirds of a cup and fill the rest with water, which is a nice way to get it to drinking temperature quickly anyway. So for me,
yeah,
that's how I got it because it's going to take some trial and error when you're doing a decoction to see. Sometimes when you do like dandelion root, for instance, it you lose a lot of water quickly in that one for some reason. So the licorice root is a little more. I don't know. You retain more water in that one, but
so speaking of licorice root, I guess how would you talk about licorice root for those who don't like licorice? Right? Some people love licorice.
I
I'm a
would
person.
say
I love licorice,
I would
but
say you're crazy and
yeah,
think again.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I'm drinking because I don't have a easy way to make a decoction here, and we're running a little bit behind. So I grabbed like a easy way to drink licorice root tea. This would be an example.
That tea's
Um,
incredible.
this tea is so good.
They
I
actually
don't.
make a mint one too.
Wow, I kind of like it without mint though. It's just warm and round. It's like so. This is licorice. The first ingredient is licorice root, cinnamon bark, orange peel, ginger root, cardamom pod, black pepper, and clove bud. And the key there is that almost like four of those ingredients, when they're out of balance and too strong, I wouldn't like this tea. But this is a masterfully blended tea, I have to
It
say.
is. I've been drinking that tea since I was a kid. I
Yeah,
mean, I remember bringing boxes of that to college.
yeah, that was decades ago.
Yeah, wow. But yes, you're right. It was.
Yeah.
Um, but I've always loved that tea, and I didn't understand really that it was, I knew it was called Egyptian licorice, but I didn't really understand that I was licorice. I know that sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I just found it to be like this great balance of spice and sweet, and actually leaning towards the sweet side, really.
Well, licorice. So a little known thing about licorice is that, I think a lot of people who don't like black licorice or the flavor of licorice think it's bitter, but actually licorice is considered like sweeter than sugar. Like it's a sweet, there's a bitterness to it, but there is a sweetness to licorice that is very strong. And when you get pure licorice, it actually has a natural sweetness. And I love that. That's one of
Yeah,
the things
I
I love
love
about
that. That level of sweetness to me is so like round and not jolting, you know? It's such a nice foodie
it. Well,
sweetness.
and it's like sort of, it begs sort of like a deeper understanding of sweetness as not being related to sugar.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah,
think that people are like, how can it be sweeter than sugar if it's not sugar? And the thing is, like, it's that sort of there, it's that sensation in the mouth of sweetness, but it's not sugar, and that's what I love about it.
yeah, me too. I mean, I have always been, I was the weird kid that would trade you like one buttered popcorn jelly bean for all of your black jelly beans.
Nice, smart boy.
And and I would end up with like 1,000 more jelly beans than everyone else, but they were all the black ones, you know?
Yeah, I gave them away, but I realized maybe somewhere in college or whatever. A shout out to licorice. I realized actually when I started working, when I started Small Flower in like the late '90s and got involved in this business, I started eating the Amarelli um, pure licorice from Italy, which we should
Mm.
look it up, Greta. It's like Amarelli, all of their licorice. It is so good. That is my favorite licorice of all time. And it's
And it's
not,
and it's
people think of
100%
licorice,
licorice.
yeah, that's just pure licorice extract. Some of them have mint, some of them have sugar, but they have ones that are just licorice. And it's amazing because people think if you grew up in America, you think of black licorice as a gelatinous rope, perhaps, or twizzle that is not as good as the red version. And like, that's just a gross candy. Like, that's not good licorice. But like, great licorice is,
Like a sticky black with like brown on the inside, you
but
know?
I'm saying like actually the pure licorice is not even chewy. It's hard
Yeah.
because it hardens. If you
Yeah.
don't put some other like gelatin or something else in there, you just end up with almost like a pastille or something like that, like a hard candy that is sweet without being sugary. It's great.
We have an au pair from Holland, and she obviously loves black licorice. As you know, Dutch
The
love
Dutch
black
are
licorice.
like masters of
They
black
use
licorice.
the salmiak licorice. That's their favorite, which is ammoniated licorice, which,
Yeah.
which tastes kind of like there's like a Windex aftertaste.
Yeah, it took like your cleaning supplies got mixed with maybe an ant killer, and then you also decided to use
Candy.
licorice. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I personally love it.
and then they cover them in salt.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, that's so good.
It's so
Salty
weird.
salmiak licorice is like that
It
is
is like it's like imagine the first time like maybe, 20 years ago when salt and vinegar chips were just sort of coming to mass market and people were like, "These are gross. Can I have another?" Like it's kind of
right.
like that. And
Yeah.
like the next
What the Brits eating fish and chips
salmiak
get
licorice.
known. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly. It's like the Brits. They're like the Brits who've been eating fish and chips with vinegar for a long time, and someone translated a potato chip. It's like this is the deal: ammonia, salt, and licorice. Great combination.
Licorice, if you have high blood pressure, if someone out there chronically has high blood pressure, this is not a tea you want to be drinking. So just
True.
throwing that out there as a caveat as well.
Yeah, true. And let me just read what Lisa, who runs our herbs and tea department, said. This was her pick. Licorice is my go-to herb for an all-around soothing tonic. It has antimicrobial and antiviral properties to boost immunity. It soothes digestive and respiratory issues. and even eases menstrual cramps. All that, and it makes a delicious tea with cinnamon and honey. Um, I agree with all of those things.
I mean, licorice, obviously digestion, we see it all the time. It's in almost every digestive blend that we carry. Um, because it's a mucilagent. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, something like that. I'm forgetting the exact name,
But
but
anyway, it coats.
it yeah, but it also like thins out, like it sort of creates like lubrication. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like kind of viscous in the body, and you can taste that in the mouthfeel as well.
yeah,
It kind of coats the whole mucosal lining and it really soothes the whole tract. But one of the things I think people forget about is if you just take a deep breath right now, it truly does open your like I feel like I'm getting more like a deeper breath than I usually get, you know?
yeah. It's always in a lot. It's in a lot of respiratory.
Without the cooling sensation of deep breath. You know what I mean? Where you get
Yeah,
like a eucalyptusy. It's not like that. It's just a deeper
yeah,
respiration. It's nice. I like it.
yeah.
Um,
I do too.
I'm I like it also is just like, you know, for me who does I don't have a big sweet tooth, it really like satisfies what I might be like, oh, let me get a piece of chocolate. Like I don't this is great.
We drank that Breathe Easy tea on Saturday night, and that had licorice in it as well.
Yeah.
And the combining of that with a little honey, which I don't put sweetener in many things, it was perfect. It was just felt like my chest opened up. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yes. So, what else?
John says, "Oh, fiddlesticks. Really about the blood pressure?" Yeah, actually. Um, you know, um,
If you're so here's a trick though. If you are
but I
using
have a question in response. Really? Fiddlesticks?
yeah, John's got great adjectives, but exclamations.
Yeah, I was like,
But
that's not an adjective.
yeah, well, it's sort of is. It's an exclamatory, whatever. Anyway, my point is, if you want to take licorice for digestive complaints, DGL is actually does a great job with sort of soothing digestive issues, but what is it, deglycerinated licorice or something
Oh,
like that?
nice, you got it.
Yeah. Uh,
Glycerinated. I was like, he's gonna mess this up.
no, no, but it essentially takes out the ingredient, the part of licorice that helps raise
It's a
blood
stimulant.
pressure.
Yeah.
So you can use that in it for digestive issues, although you don't get the enjoyment of sipping it in tea.
Yeah. But DGL is awesome and they make it in a German chocolate flavor if you don't like actually the flavor of licorice. And Greta used that all through pregnancy because a lot of reflux you get when you're a lot of people get reflux when they're pregnant. And DGL was like her lifesaver for that. So yeah, you still
Yeah.
get the benefits. What is Pop saying?
He's just saying that Amarelli is like crystallized licorice. His experience shows that most Americans who say they love licorice end up not liking Amarelli. Most are thinking of candied licorice. Yeah, but we're not most Americans. And like my sense is people watch this because they don't need to learn about black candied licorice.
Hey, that said, we also carry some awesome candied licorice that you can't
Agreed.
find anywhere else and
Agreed.
are really good.
100%. I
And
just
I'll
meant
say
like
the German
I'm like
ones,
an Amarelli evangelist. Is my
I
point.
know, but the like the German ones and the like the Katje ones and the
The kookaburra is a candied black licorice that's straight up candy.
yeah, that one's straight candy.
Yeah,
That's a higher end candy, but it's candy,
yeah,
right? But like the Dutch and the German ones have less sugar
yeah,
and they are even their candied ones are like they celebrate the actual flavor of licorice, you know?
yeah. Last summer, when you could still travel, we went to Ice. We did
I
Germany and
remember that.
Iceland, and I feel like I was in licorice heaven between Germany and then Iceland. Iceland had some awesome licorices.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right, well, let's talk about some staff picks. I think that's the most time we've ever spent on the actual tea. That's
it was a
amazing.
staff pick, so we're just going to continue with more staff.
Okay, yeah, true that, true that. Lisa, yeah.
Yeah. So you won't, you go ahead and pick one, Jay.
Shout it out. I don't have the document. I have too many windows open.
But what do you have in front of you?
Well, I have the thing. You got to tell me who the staff pick is.
Oh yeah, I'll take care of that. So, but what is it? Say, so this is original organic bitter spray from Urban Moonshine.
Yeah.
Um, this is in a spray format. And this was picked by Carly. Shout out to Carly for picking something. I love bitters. These bitters are a convenient and natural way to support digestion and gently cleanse the liver every day. I love the small spray bottle because it fits perfectly in my bag, and it's so easy to simply spray the bitters in my mouth after every meal. My digestive system has never been happy. It's awesome,
Yeah.
right?
This is awesome. Can I
Yeah,
read what's in this?
yeah,
Dandelion root, dandelion leaf, burdock root, orange peel, fennel seed, yellow dock root, angelica extract, gentian root, and ginger root. Now, this is like a greener bitter than you're gonna taste with like an Angostura or something like that. It has a little more like vegetal kind of style to it,
yeah,
almost bitter celery like, I would say, in terms of like the notes that you're hitting. It's like a greener, bitter, vegetal kind of. It's awesome. I used to carry this around, and at times, remember when there were bars? You were talking about travel. Remember when there were
I think
bars?
so. I think so.
It was back
Yeah.
in the day. But
It
anyway,
was like a place where everyone went and had drinks. Is that, am I remember that correctly?
now I forgot. But anyway, but but I would order if I wasn't drinking, I would order a seltzer, and I would just take this out and spray it in,
Sure.
because too much. A lot of places, if it's like a just like a typical dive bar, a lot of them don't even have bitters, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you run into that?
Yeah.
And a lot of
If they
times,
have pay shows, then I'm drinking a bunch of food coloring.
yeah, and also like Angostura can get a little intense.
Yeah. You, after a while, I feel like I'm dried out for days.
Yeah.
If you have more than a couple drinks with bitters in it from
The
either.
other thing I'll say about Urban Moonshine is that the staff is super cool. And when I went to Natural Products Expo West, I hung out with them and drank like awesome American gin with their bitters. And I got to hang out with Jovial King,
Yeah. I was just going to say, her name is Jovial King. She's super cool.
who has the coolest name of anyone ever, especially someone who makes bitters.
Yeah. Jovial King, and shout out to Burlington, Vermont. They're Vermont located.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
just a big fan of Vermont in
Which
general.
is like lots of good stuff comes from Vermont.
Yeah, including some of our favorite people. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. Uh, Vermont's just got it going on.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So let
Do
me
you
pick.
remember when you took me cliff jumping in Vermont after you picked me up? I was in eighth grade and I flew by myself to visit you in Williamstown and we drove through Vermont.
Yeah, we did like a 35-foot cliff into like a 10-foot wide hole. Like if you jump too far, you're gonna hit
Freezing
rocks.
cold water hole.
Yeah, yeah, into an ice cold stream. That was amazing.
That was
Ah,
awesome.
I miss that place. I think about that like probably every other week. I think about that
Nice.
particular place. Um, all right, so I'm gonna pick one. So this is Amber's pick. It is Amber's in customer service. It's the Uncle Harry's whitening tooth polish. So we've talked a lot about Uncle Harry's toothpaste, which are great and I love.
It's
But
John's favorite
yeah, but this is the
as a lip novocaine.
yeah, yeah. But essentially, this is what I would say is a lot of toothpaste in general, and especially a lot of natural toothpaste. Um, if you are a tea drinker, especially, you don't want to use a ton of abrasives every day because you will sort of irritate your gums and wear
Like
down your teeth.
exfoliating your face or anything, right? Like,
Yeah, it's same thing. You just need to do something mild, but in general, if you only use the toothpaste that often doesn't have enough abrasives, and like me as a tea drinker, I will get stains or other things. So it's nice to have a um,
a little polish
polish, which is a higher abrasive effect, which is designed as like
once a
going to
week.
1 to 3 times a week is what I would say.
Yeah.
3 being sort of intense, once being like a good little back to that dentist feeling. So this is what Amber says about it. This product makes my teeth feel incredibly clean and smooth. That feeling lasts all day, even after I've eaten. It is simple to use, and though the bottle is small, it lasts for several weeks. Sounds like she's using it all the time. Try it by itself or get it in one of Uncle Harry's tooth kits for a more powerful effect. So it is small. I honestly would say this would probably last me months,
Yeah.
and months, because you don't need very much. Oh, it smells so good. So here, let me tell you about the ingredients. Here, I'll read the directions. Just scoop from jar, brush 1 to 2 minutes, then rinse. For best results, use 3 times per week and follow whitening with remineralization liquid. Yes, it's okay to dip your brush directly into the jar. The essential oils in this toothpaste are actually incredibly antiseptic.
That's awesome.
So ingredients: bentonite clay, calcium carbonate, colloidal silver water, sea salt, ionic minerals, pumice, mustard seed, essential oils of spearmint, peppermint, eucalyptus, clove, wintergreen, and oregano.
Wow.
This is so good.
I
And
gotta
first
try
off,
that.
I have it at home. The scent of it is got this great like spearmint, but not only spearmint. So it's not that sweeter thing. It's like the sweetness, but then you can kind of sense the wintergreen and oregano in it when you smell it. It's fantastic.
Cool.
So I'm gonna since I already opened it, and it's kind of like it's a paste a little bit. It looks powderier than the regular paste, but it's still pasty.
I'm definitely getting
You
some of
can
that.
feel the difference. I just put in there to feel it. It's like you can feel the pumice in a way that you can't in the toothpaste. It's cool. And the
Nice.
mustard seed too. I love this stuff.
Cool. I'm definitely trying that. That's great.
Yeah. All right. What else you got, Jay?
I've got Hauschka facial toner.
Cool. The classic facial toner. This is Dana, who's a regular presenter with us on these videos. This is Dr. Hauschka Skincare. Dana says this is the best toner. It's biodynamically made with anthillis, nature's wound healer, and witch hazel, among other things. When used throughout the day, this toner helps balance the pH of the skin's epidermis, ensuring a healthy acid mantle. The very fine mist provides maximum surface area in every spray.
It is awesome. Wow. What a lift.
Describe the sensation. What are you smelling? What are you feeling?
I feel like I don't like I just got out of a spa. I don't know.
Yeah.
Really, it feels a little bit like that. There's like an ocean element to it, but it's slightly earthy, and it just feels like really nice and clean. I
Cool.
don't feel it. It like I feel like like it tightens a little without any drying effect.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I will just give a personal anecdote. Greta's been having uh, periodontal dermatitis, which is perioral dermatitis. That's what it's called, right? Which is generally around the mouth, but some people get it in their eyelids. And
Especially going quick.
she's been struggling with that, and Dana was like, and finally she was just like, I'm stopping all face care products until I know what's doing this and I can bring them back in one at a time, you know.
Mhm.
And Dana was like, in the meantime, use this and just use as much of it as you can throughout the day. Just keep spraying it and spraying it and spraying it, and it is really clearing up, and she's like super super happy about this. She's gone through like a bottle this
Yeah.
week, you know. It's like,
Yeah. It's and the thing about Hauschka products is like right now everybody wants to talk about being natural and clean, but there's clean and then like scented and sort of like sanitized clean, and then there's like clean made from nature, and you feel like you don't have to call it clean because it's so direct, like its origins are so clearly from, like, you can look at the ingredients and you're like, oh, it's not cleaned up or like avoiding some things while still making like a laboratory product. You're just like picking things. The biodynamic means they're literally waiting till the herb hits like the height of the harvest time based on the moon and the tides, and like cutting them. It might be in the middle of the night when they get like the everything aligning where they're like, all right, time to start harvesting. And it's like a moonlight harvest of this particular herb because the active ingredients will be at their highest potential. That's
And then do you
literally how
remember
they do it.
going to that biodynamic farm in Costa Rica and they like will then put the herbs into the water and then like take a stick and stir it 30 times in this direction, then 30 times in
Yeah.
this direction.
Well, like the sunlight hits at a certain angle. Like that's literally how
We were like,
so crazy.
really? You
Yeah.
do all that?
Yeah.
Like, yep.
But I mean, like the thing is, it sounds crazy. However, it's amazing, and the results speak for themselves. Like you feel the power of nature. That's kind of what I'm saying. All right, let me do another one. Okay, I'm so amped about this product, even though it's not really something that like I'm amped about it for everyone. This line, no makeup, is a line that we're about to really kind of launch. It's not really well known yet, but their serums are incredible. It's a German company. So there's been a lot of articles about German beauty and like G beauty, like kind of like Korean beauty was big a few years ago, but like German beauty, we know because we've been selling products forever. Like Germans know their skincare and beauty products. They're amazing. So
Yeah,
this
and
is
this brand is incredible for a bunch of reasons, but like can we just first off the bat just talk about they don't have that many SKUs,
no,
right?
and
And the price points are all awesome.
the price points are affordable, and the quality is amazing. And so it's like, there are a bunch of brands out there like Glossier and all these things that are like these millennial cool hipster brands. This is like that. Not again, it's same differentiation. It's like they don't have to try and like be like, and this is clean. It's like this is that done from like the point of view of like, let's make that, but start with the best natural ingredients and just like do that right. So I think this is going to blow up. This is called Glow Today. It's a 24 karat gold infused beauty oil. So it's a serum. And like this whole thing is like, it's not against makeup, but they call it no makeup because the idea is like, you shouldn't have to, you should be able to choose to wear no makeup or whatever and just start with like amazing, naturally glowing skin. And then whatever you want to do, great, more power to you, whether that's no makeup, whether that's makeup, whatever. But their whole thing is like, it's a very youth driven brand around just like empowering people who use skincare brand. I would say primarily women is like their target market, but it really doesn't matter. You can use, anybody can use the products, but this one,
Have
because it is,
retinol solutions and they have stuff for teenage skin, for acne, right?
yeah. So I'll check out the ingredients, but look at, first of all, I want to show before I start to do this. So it's a serum, but literally there's like gold and mineral sediment in there. And so this is like a shimmer serum. So it's designed to basically be like, you can put on your serum and get like a shimmer effect, but not have to put on any makeup at all. So now check it out. It's all in there.
Ugh.
So hold on a second and I will,
I've been using the retinol one. I think I need to get a couple more products from them.
yeah. All right. So
Are you putting it on?
yeah.
Nice.
First
Is
of
it
all,
like
on my hand, but like you can see now, I don't know if it'll show up on this camera,
you're gonna have to
but
put your hand in front of your face probably.
well, I'm going to put it on my face.
Okay.
But it basically, what it is it's a serum that sinks in really, really nicely. So it's a great serum. And I should say that I tend to get red from everything for about 10 minutes afterwards. Doesn't matter what it is, that fades. So if I look red, that's not a reflection on the product. But do you see there's like a
Yeah,
natural
it looks like
luminescence?
that Instagram filter where it
It,
gives you the shine.
that's what I mean. It's like this product is so ready for this generation. It is like a natural social media serum. Like this is your selfie serum, basically. It's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. So let's read.
What does that one run for right currently?
It runs for. Will you pull it up? I'm going to read it. Just look at
Right.
small font, pull it up
Right.
while I do it. So this is Justine, of course, picked this out because she's our, woman on top of the beauty game, just knowing everything that cool is going on out there. But Justine said marigold and wild rose extracts are a few of the key ingredients in this hydrating and soothing beauty oil. It adds a natural looking, healthy radiance to the skin and feels luxurious. So I love it. It does have kind of this like, it's perfect. It's perfect.
40
It's
bucks.
just super cool. Um, there's dog rose in here, apricot kernel oil. There is, what is ribis nut? Blackcurrant oil. There's so many great oils in here. It's sort of overwhelming. Calendula, marigold. There's actual gold in there. There's other minerals. It's just rosemary oil to keep it as a preservative instead of a bunch of junky preservatives. It's just the coolest. So
that's like, I think that and the retinol are their most expensive products at 40.
yeah, this is like in any other line, this would be like $120 product. This is
Mhm.
like if you're one of those people who's like, I'm never going to spend that. This is your chance to get literally like that $100 to $200 serum that everyone raves about on like the magazines and the fancy blogs. You can get that for $40, and this could be your splurge. It's
That's
cool.
awesome. I'm
Yeah,
getting that. I want
yeah,
that. I want the tooth powder.
yeah. Do you have any more? Or is that it? Did we cover it?
That's it. That's
All
our
right,
staff picks.
we did it.
Ah,
So that's staff picks. You can link up on the site. We'll link up licorice in general so that people can see all licorice as well in the comments below. And yeah, I don't know. What else you got, Jay?
um, I have nothing for you, pal.
I'm just admiring my machine.
Yeah, dude, you need like now the stars and like a little unicorn horn that automatically moves around when you move your head.
Maybe I'll do it from my phone sometime.
Or you open your mouth and like a puppy dog tongue or whatever.
I need Nola. I need my production expert, my teenage production expert, my younger daughter Nola, to set that all up. She's the boss when it comes to handling the filters.
I
So
am feeling like a change face care wise. Like I've been doing the same sort of super minimal thing for a while and I like
yeah,
it, but I'm feeling like a change and I think that whole line might be my move.
yeah.
You know,
Well, and I can say they're clarifying the wash and the serum. They have, people think of serums being oily. They have a serum that's specifically clarifying. And my older daughter, Safi, is about to be 16. She's Her skin is nice, but definitely, you can see she's going through little teen
change.
eruptions here and there. And like that has been something that I know in certain bad points has brought her a lot of help. So uh,
Yeah, I think we got it for Sophia for Christmas too.
hmm,
Um I think it's just like, it's a great idea for any young kid at that around that age because even if you're eating all the right stuff, which you're not if you're that age, you're still
no,
gonna get stuff.
yeah,
And I had it like real bad. I ended up going to mom got me a facial one time, teen facial at like Estee Lauder. I ended up using a bunch of their products. It was
when you
not
were a teen,
good.
when you were a teen,
Yeah, and then
yeah,
it like dried me out, and then I was getting eruptions from being over dried.
yeah. Oh, that's a problem with a lot of the standard stuff is that people get into products to dry up the oil, but it actually kind of throws the skin into like crisis mode, you know?
Yeah, and I didn't understand that at the time. And now when I wash, I wash with just warm water and a drop or two of oil. I use that
Yeah,
Chidoriya oil, but I would like, and then every once in a while I'm using the Evan Healy Blue Cactus Serum, just like a couple drops.
yeah.
With the rose water, and I'm thinking like I want to just try something new, so I'm thinking I might try this no makeup one. Hey, it's not called no makeup on the website. I just want
No,
people to know.
they're changing this collection is called No Makeup, but the company is No Cosmetics. Uh,
NA Cosmetics.
what? No, No Cosmetics. It
Yeah.
should, yeah.
All right. It's
It's
not.
like they have this, their no is this little line through the O kind of thing, but it shouldn't be. If that's the case, we'll fix it. But
It says NA with a line over it. on on the finding page, but it's wrong because once you get to the product page, okay, we'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, cool. Jay, good to
Good
see you.
talking to
Happy
you,
Monday.
bro. Good talking to you.
Yeah,
Everybody out there, happy Monday. It's going to be a beautiful week.
yeah. I think in Chicago tomorrow, high of 72. It's going to be like an early fall day. I can't
Mm,
wait. I'm busting out the. You tried my new sweatshirt on this weekend. I can't wait to bust out my new hoodie.
I know. I'm
I'm
going to
looking
get one.
forward to it.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll talk to you
So what
Wednesday.
do we have
Pops
this
is
week?
coming on Wednesday.
Nice.
Um, and I believe we have uh, Dana on Friday.
Cool.
And next week, I think we have a special jazz trumpeter guest who just went into, who has been extremely prolific, making like classic 60s style, 70s style jazz, and just recorded 21 songs in the past 3 days. Like
Wow.
he's on fire. So
Yeah, he's been in like quarantine overdrive. Right?
I
Yeah,
know. And just everything that's been happening in the world, he's just needed an outlet. And so he's found it. He's found his performance side of jazz again, as opposed to just teaching.
it's great.
And
Well,
so
his
we're
name
gonna
is
have
Marcus.
Marcus Carroll on,
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to. I love Marcus.
and he's a legend
And
too.
honestly, he's the cool thing for me is like I'm a music lover, so I love anytime we have musical guests. But he's also he's an entrepreneur and like he's sort of a new business thinker in the sense of like he's coming up with courses and looking for like how can he sort of use this weird economy that we live in and this weird time of like gig working to his
To
advantage
build something.
to become something to become independent, right?
Yeah, and
Um,
he's like he's really focused on wellness in a large way. So I think the conversation is going to be really interesting in terms of the kind of things he's tried, and he's very much into self-development literature like you. And so I think you guys often share texts back and forth, and when you bring something up, he's like, "Oh, I read that." You know,
yeah,
like so.
we have a big overlap in our reading.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. That's next week. But Pops will be on Wednesday. Everybody tune in. And if you got questions for the pharmacist, um,
Yeah,
you
get them
know,
ready.
get him ready because this is your time. He doesn't go into the store anymore. This has been the blessing of this pandemic for my dad is that it's hard to let go of your baby. And he has been forced to say,
Yeah, he's still involved, but he's basically stepping back and chilling a little bit.
which is great for his health. We're all really happy about it. And T, I'm sure, is happy about it.
Well, I don't have him to lean on as much anymore, so I'd say I'm
I'm
happy for
saying,
him. I'm
I'm
happy
saying you're
for him.
happy for him, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The stress on me sometimes is greater, and it's working with family. Sometimes it's less. But in a good way. My dad and I get along great, and I'm looking forward to talking to him on the air on Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah,
And all right, so we'll see you Wednesday, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your lunch hour, tea hour, and we love you. Bye.
yeah. Much love. Take care.